we got a little project. We got us a little kit at the store, a little lens polishing kit, and it has a little drill attachment. What we do with it, we put that in the drill, a little buffing wheel, a couple of different discs, from kind of light sanding to get the big heavy stuff off to really fine refining and then polishing up with compound. And here, let's look at this, if the lens will show it. See how rough this stuff is? Old car, real old car. So this old plastic has become checked and oxidized, really heavy oxidized. And so we're going to try this little kit out, just see what kind of a job it will do. Let's look over here at this other one. Part of the thing, what we want to do is what we want to do is we want to kind of mask and tape off around the light, so that when we run a little power tool down here, we don't accidentally scratch this fine surface of this automobile. Looks like we operator has found a few objects with the outer limits of this vehicle. But you know, there's no sense in making it any worse than what it is, and we'll clean it up. We'll just see if we can't make it a little bit better. And I've been told that some of the new ultra blue lamps may be actually putting out a little higher content of ultraviolet, and may actually cause a little yellowing. I don't know that to be a fact, but somebody told me that, and I don't know if they know what they're talking about either. But if that's the case and we're yellowing the plastic from the inside, it's not going to fix that. But here, I can feel it. It's on the outside, and it's rough enough that I felt like maybe one of the sanding and polishing was going to be necessary more than just something a spray bottle with a little bit of elbow grease would do. And since the car is not going anywhere till we get some parts in from mail order, I didn't figure it hurt anything, give it a old shot. So let's see what it looks like in a few video edits. Okay, we now have a drill motor in high gear, which puts it in the speed we need as recommended by the instructions. And we have put our 500 grit gold disc in as the instructions tell us to do. And it says that we will go to our oxidized headlight, and it says we will do even pressure, tilting it just slightly so that we're working off of the edge. We're working, I can't do this, hold the camera at the same time. Let me prop this on the leg. But what we want to do is, when we do this, we want to work off, say, the edge of the sander rather than trying to hit the whole flat surface. So that we're just kind of working on the edge, and we want to make sure that we don't fill the disc up with the plastic. And we're just going to kind of go around the lens in kind of little circles, or wherever our yellow layer is, until we take that off. And when we get the yellow layer off, and you see the little spot, I think the camera's picking it up, see that stuff? That's what we want to get off with this. And it says if we don't get it off and we plug our disc, put another disc in. That's where we're going. Now I have sanded it till it has this frosted look, and if you kind of wipe it down, I don't know if you can see, but I have all these little antique looking, I call them spider cracks, or little stress cracks in the lens. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do anything with that because I believe it's internal. Let's look at the other one. The other one may be a replacement lens, I don't know. I got this automobile used from a friend of mine. It doesn't have any, and logic dictates that if these were the same age, that I would have the same in one that I'd have in the other. So I think it's about sanded down as much as we're going to get for the first layer, the 500. It's about time we came back with the 800. And we are going to follow instructions for it. Now I've run the 800 through there. Next step is a gray foamy disc. Let's see what that does. Now I have run the little gray foam disc. It says spray a little water on it and run it for about 3 or 4 passes using light to medium pressure, and put it on, and it should maybe make a little light slurry, which is I guess a little plastic buffing off of it. And you can see we've already taken the yellow off and the outside. We smoothed it out. We're getting a lot better than where we started. And let's compare it to the other lens. And this is why I think this one may be a new lens. See, it's actually cleaned up rather respectfully. Now let's look at the other one. This one is probably too far gone, I'm afraid. We got the yellow out of it same way, but I don't know if the HDs are going to pick it up, and if you're not on HD you're not going to be able to see it. But see, we got these little spider webs, crow's feet, whatever you want to call them, all through this little thing. Better than what it was, but that lens is probably a little too far gone, but we got some more life out of it. Maybe our lens will look a little brighter as she dries and she sees a little bit better. Let's proceed on to the next step, which is actually polishing with the compound. Now we just put just a little bit of the polishing compound on there. I can get it squeezed out one-handed. Okay, there we go. Something about like this. And now what we do is we just buff with the motions, kind of circular motion, around and around and around and around the light, like that. And if it starts to get dry, you can't buff this dry. The sponge doesn't need to be dry, so you keep a little water and just give about 1 spurt. Too many and it will be throwing little gray dots everywhere. But that's all we got to do. Well, we have buffed it down with the final stage, and what do you say we take the tape off, clean up a little bit of the splatter around there, and that's mainly because I re-wet the sponge as we went. Really didn't use that much compound. I don't know that we necessarily needed to. The instructions tell you to sand appropriately, and if you sand appropriately, you really, I don't think, need all that much buffing. So let's see if we clean it off, what it looks like. Now how about that? Did we improve it any? I think so. Is it as good as a new one? Probably not, but you know, we should have a little bit better visibility than we had before. And look, this one's a little bit more clear than the one that we had all the little scratches in. Let me get an angle on that. See, it looks a little bit cloudy from this angle. If the sun comes out, it'll really show it. And it still is clear from a distance, but if we get the HD right up on it, it still should show a lot of those little scratches, and they are internal. There's nothing much I can do with that. But I'll go back and when I piece the video together, show the original next to it. Maybe extract a few stills from it and then compare the before and after and let you guys be the judge. You know, it's $22. Some car designs are a little different, you know, and maybe the replacement part isn't that much. It may be a lot more expensive, so it's a judgment call whether or not it's worth it. It also may depend on just how far gone your lenses really are. Now here's a 96 Buick. We just polished them up, and they weren't quite as in the same shape. Finished them up, not perfect, but it takes the yellow right out. So I think it's a success from that point of view. And let's look at something a little bit newer. Look at the truck. And I hit them this morning. I didn't hit them with too much of an effort, but you see it brightens them up pretty good.